welcome to my YouTube channel. Good morning. Just like the last video we did about alternate airports, we try to explain the use and the importance of choosing a suitable alternate. And I remember in the last video I promised that we are going to explain the relationship between alternate airports you chose, the pavement classification number, and aircraft classification number. Yes, this is actually important for planners, for upcoming pilots, and for flight operation officers, and for those in aviation who may consider this very important to their planning career. So first, we're going to talk about the relationship between pavement classification number and aircraft classification number. You know, when you have to choose a destination airport or choose an alternate airport, there are a couple of things you are going to consider. There are certain performance criteria you are going to consider based on what is published in pavement classification number, which is usually in the Aeronautical Information Publication, that's AIP, for some countries, and what is published in the Aircraft Flight Manual, which is in the aircraft classification number. This is usually published by the manufacturer of the aircraft, telling you that based on the design of this aircraft, that there are certain airfield they cannot go based on their design. And then pavement classification number in its own side is talking about the strength, the load carrying capability, the load carrying strength of the runway, the taxiway, the ramp. Is telling you based on the design of these airports, there are certain load it can carry, there are certain load it cannot carry based on the design, based on the materials that were used to design the runway, the taxiway, or the apron, as the case may be. So most times when you are making plans to fly into any airfield or into any aerodrome, it's not just enough for you to check fuel availability. It's not just enough for you to check airport operating hours. It's not just enough for you to check and get your landing permit and all other access for your crew and your aircraft. You need to also consider the pavement classification numbers, because certain airports can accept light body, certain airfield, can accept light body aircraft, but based on their PCN, might not carry heavy or wide body aircraft. So in your planning, flying into certain aerodromes, you need to properly check what the pavement classification number is. You need to check and compare it with your aircraft classification number. Taking Embraer as a case study, there are certain Embraer aircraft that can't land into certain airports because of the pavement classification. Embraer might say, okay, you don't take my aircraft to where you don't have a rigid field or where you don't have a flexible field, where the subgrade is minimum, at least minimum, medium. But if you don't check all those things, if you fly those aircraft to that place, whatever happens, insurance will deny you because you strictly denied or you strictly refuse to check the informations you require to fly into that aerodrome. So for planners like us, it's good for you to actually check. Go into the AIP, Aeronautical Information Publication, for some countries. Check what the pavement classification number is, meaning the load carrying capability of that airfield. Every airfield have load carrying capability based on how it was designed, based on the materials they used to design that airfield. That doesn't mean that some airfield are better than some. No, it's because these airfields were specifically designed for that specific purpose. So you need to actually check the performance calculation. It's not enough for you to check whether, like I said previously, is there fuel at my destination? Do we have handlers there? Do we have other agencies and facilities that is required for my flight operation to be seamless? You also need to check whether your aircraft is designed to go there. How do you check? You go into the manual, go into the aeronautic information publication of that airport or FU directory as the case may be, and you check whether, based on what is published in the aircraft flight manual, whether the aircraft is actually designed to go to that kind of airfield. So that's how to determine that. Now, when you check and you confirm that your aircraft is good to go there, that's when you start planning your flight into that airfield. Now, going deeper into PCN, pavement classification number, you need to check. They are majorly what will I call it? They are subgrades. Yes, they are subgrades A, B, C, D. If you check, some airfield have A, which is high, some airfield have B, which is medium, some airfield have C, which is low, and D, which is very low. Now, these things are spelled out in the aircraft flight manual that this aircraft can still go to a medium subgrade airfield. Or you check the pavement classification and you see that this aircraft cannot go to any airfield that is not a flexible airfield. We have flexible, we have rigid. And then you check some airfield, they have no tire speed limit. Some airfield, they have tire speed limit, which is usually specified in the pavement classification number of that airport. So these are the things one need to check, before planning your flight. Yes, it's good for you to plot your chart, find the most suitable route to fly to save fuel for your company, find the route to fly to avoid war zones and all that. Yes, all that are good, but you need to do performance calculations. Certain airfield around Southern America, some of them are very high airfield, and as you go up, performance reduces. So you need to check all that and put all those things into your planning so as to get a good performance. In our next video, we are going to explain the relationship between this pavement classification number and the performance classification of that certain airfields. Yes, because certain airfields, while you're going to certain airfields, you need to check whether the length of the runway, if it is enough for your type of aircraft. You need to check whether this airfield have grooves. You need to check a whole lot of things. So we'll go into performance in total. So the next video that we're going to be dropping anytime from now, we are going to explain that more in details. For now, we thank you for your subscribing to our channel. Just keep subscribing and like our channel, and please don't hesitate to ask questions or tell us the topics you want us to speak on, and we'll be so glad to come out here and tell you what we know. We too are also in the field and we're learning by this, so please, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Somebody may need this video. Thank you. God bless you. Okay. All right. This is one of the examples that we are going to use to explain more on this pavement classification number topic that we started. If you look very well, you see a 5-digit alphanumeric right up here. You see 80, you see letter R, letter B, letter W, and letter T. Now, usually in the AIP, for every airfield is usually published this way. And this alphanumeric value will you have to decode it to actually know the pavement classification of that particular airfield that you are planning to fly to. Now, this one is actually the whole number rounded up, determined by the aircraft geometry, and is actually talking about the pavement strength. So talking about the pavement capability. And the second one is talking about is written letter R, which means rigid. That means this airfield is a rigid field. So usually it's either the airfield is a rigid field, which is maybe in concrete, or is a flexible field, which may be in some cases asphalt. Now, this letter is depicting subgrades. Subgrades. Okay, it's even written here. It's depicting subgrades of the pavement, and the pavement is on a medium strength subgrade. Now you have A, B, C, D. When you're talking about A subgrade, you're talking about high. It's high. If you're talking about B, you're talking about medium. If you're talking about C, you're talking about low. If you're talking about D, then it means the pavement is very low. So you need to check the aircraft flight manual, usually limitation side, to check the aircraft classification, whether this aircraft is designed to go to either a rigid airfield or a flexible airfield. Now when you're talking about subgrade, whether it's meant to go to subgrade of A, which is high, subgrade of B, which is medium, subgrade of C, which is low, subgrade of D, which is very low. So you need to actually determine all this before planning your flight into that airfield. Now, if you are talking about the letter here, W, whiskey, is talking about pavement that does not have tire pressure limit. It does not have tire pressure limit. You need to actually check that. It's either it has tire pressure limit, which will be depicted by letter X, or it does not have tire pressure limit, which is now depicted here as you are looking at it by letter W. And then the letter T here is telling you that all this calculation, how we got this value has been calculated through a technical evaluation. It's usually to U or T. T is telling you that this value is gotten by technical evaluation. This value, this strength of the pavement, based on aircraft geometry and some other factors. Or U means it was not gotten by technical evaluation, maybe because like a 737 landed that airfield, means that any aircraft within that capacity and weight turbulence category can land there. That is U. But certain manufacturers like Embraer, one of the ones I've seen on Embraer 295, that's E2, that you shouldn't take their aircraft where all the technical evaluation is not calculated. It's not T. So you need to actually check all these things. This will guide you in your planning. I think that's all about a pavement classification number. If you have any question about pavement classification number or aircraft classification number, please do well to drop it in our comment section, and also like, share, and recommend more topics you want us to clarify as far as aviation job is concerned, as far as aviation world is concerned. We're always here to answer your question anytime, any day. So feel free to ask us any question, any area you think that would not throw enough light, and we'll be happy to do so anytime, any day. Thank you for now. Don't stop subscribing. Share this video. Somebody needs this video, especially planners, young dispatchers. Some pilots don't know all this, so please share this video. Somebody might need this video today. Thank you guys, and see you in our next video. Bye.